Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Killer Frequency. Last time we did some real detective gaming. We got a conspiracy board, a cork board with documents printed all over it, and we had to connect the dots. And yes, we did it. We connected them correctly, and we saved Chuck from the gas station explosion. It felt awesome. This is what I wanted going into a game like this. Uh, we also had to go outside. That was not fun. That was not fun, and I was so traumatized by that I didn't record an episode for the last time I needed an episode up. But I'm feeling brave this morning. I'm gonna record a few episodes out, so hopefully. I'm promising you now. Alright, let's start it. So I'll be set for a few days. Gotta make sure my notebook's open. Jeez. That was useful last time. Not let's blow this up.
Here's some music while we regroup here on KFAM 189.16, The Stream.
I played some music. What am I supposed to do?
There's gotta be more in the basement to show us who Clive is targeting.
Oh, I don't want to
And
go
if
back
that's the
there.
case, we can get ahead of him. Stop the killings before they can happen. Forrest, we need to go back down.
I noticed you
By
say...
we, you mean me?
Yeah,
Right?
you said we.
Yep. Like I said, I need to handle all these calls. Maybe start with that creepy mannequin room you mentioned before. I still have a lot of questions about those, by the way.
Me too.
There were mannequins. I didn't take the time to look very closely. Oh boy, we gotta go back down there. But I'm being brave. I'm being brave today. With all our stuff that has helped us or not with previous cases, previous callers. He's definitely gonna be down there this time, isn't he? Oh boy. He's gonna have caught on to the fact that we couldn't have known to call Chuck Brody at the gas station if we didn't find his conspiracy room. No, that's... We need the stairs marked with the wet floor sign and the mopless bucket. I don't want to be doing this. And I don't remember which door leads me. Okay, that one's locked. I really don't like it down here. Alright. It was in the closet. And behind here. What mannequins? Oh, mannequins. With their eyes blacked out. Who's this? That's Ant. That's one of the people who was on the conspiracy board. I don't recognize this. I mean, but these all must be people from his high school. That's the car thief. That one's pointing. They're all pointing somewhere. What's up with that?
A key? Was this always here? I must have missed it when I brought everything upstairs.
A key where? Oh. Oh boy. It's a key in the wall. Basement storage. Okay. Maybe Clive is helping us. Maybe Clive is trying to stop this? So he's like helping us out? That might be optimistic though. So like he heard that we had found his stuff and came back and left us a key. Is there anything in here? No, that's just janitorial supplies, like one would expect. Oh boy.
Hey, Forrest!
Peggy, give me some warning before yelling down the
Jesus.
intercom.
Sorry. Buzz the intercom when you find something and want to discuss it.
Okay. What is that? A car battery? On a shelf.
Peggy, I've found a tape and a map down here.
A map of what?
Looks like it might be to somewhere in this storage area.
Weird. Well, maybe the tape will give us more information.
There's a
Give it a play.
there's a recorder right here. Eject.
George Barrow, 1968. That's when this all began for me. Follow the maps. Find the tapes. I'll be waiting.
Wait. George Barrow? We all heard that he drowned after a night out drinking. Was it actually Clive? Has Clive really been the whistling man for that long?
He says I need to follow the maps and find the tapes. I guess that's what this map is about.
Okay.
We need to see what else is hidden down here. Be careful, Forrest. Keep looking. Buzz the intercom when you found something.
Okay. It looks like this shelf. Hold on. I need better light. Is it that shelf? I don't know. Is there another? There's yet another door. Aha, here we go. Even more storage.
Time of autopsy is 7 a.m. Cause of death is asphyxiation from drowning. The degree of rigor mortis indicates that the subject has been deceased for 5 hours. That puts the time of death.
Alright. Can I buzz the intercom for that? Buzz Peggy?
What have you found, Forrest?
It's an autopsy tape. Doesn't say for who, but I think it must be for George.
Poor George. He was so young.
Something's bugging me, Peggy.
What do you mean?
I swear I recognize the voice of the woman talking on the
Was
tape.
it Leslie?
I just can't place it.
Oh.
Seriously? Do you think you've met her before?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh no,
I just
it was
got here recently.
Dr.
I don't know.
Virginia.
Do you think you found everything, Forrest?
I think there's got to be more down here. I need to find all the tapes.
You think so? How much did Clive hide down there? Well, if there are more tapes, then there must be more maps to follow, right?
That seems to be the case.
All right then. Buzz the intercom when you find something and want to discuss it.
Okay, no maps here. Was there a map by the recorder? Yes, there was. Excuse me, can I take it? I know I can crouch, but I don't wanna. Can I crouch? What was crouch? Was it C? Hold on. What are my controls? Crouch, 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 control. Oh boy. So notes and a tape on that stand. Alright, nothing interesting back here. There is a closet, but I can't open it. There are a lot of closets in here. That makes me very nervous. Alright, can I look at this again? There's like some chairs stacked, a rolled up carpet. Next to a little stand. Chairs and rolled up carpet. Here we go.
Small lacerations to arms, legs, and face, typically obtained by running through foliage. Severe blistering to the feet, as though the deceased had been running without stopping.
Creepy. Alright, is there another map? Yes.
This looks useful.
At 4 a.m., a call was received from a jogger, a Miss Sandra Sharp. Oh, that's how Sandra connects to this. She was the jazz runner, reporting that a body had been found washed up in the reservoir. I drove out to investigate and was able to identify the body at the scene of that of George Barrow. I contacted the coroner's office and then the boy's parents. They informed me that they had not seen him since 7 p.m. on the 2nd. Okay, so Sandra Sharp is connected to this. Nothing on the back. Alright, we're going to put this down because we read it already. But I need to take the photo. I can, like, swap things between hands, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk to Peggy about this, if I can find my way back out. Oh god, I'm stuck.
What have you found, Forrest?
Found another tape. It talks more about how George died.
What did it say?
It sounds like he was running for his life. Sprinting through trees and bushes, getting cut up all over.
What would drive someone to do that?
I'm not sure yet. I found a police report. Mentions a friend from earlier, Sandra Sharp.
Sandra. The jazz runner?
That's right. She found George's body washed up at the reservoir.
The reservoir?
Yeah? What's strange about that?
George got cuts from running through foliage, right? But there's no forest around there. Also, how did it wash up at the reservoir?
Where is the
What do you mean?
reservoir?
Reservoirs don't have tides.
But that's what the police report said.
It's not possible, though. I did a school project on reservoirs and got an A. But, yeah, not important right now. The important thing is that it doesn't make sense.
What are you suggesting then? That the body was originally found somewhere other than what the report suggests. That the sheriff tried to cover it up, but accidentally let something slip?
Something like that. I think.
Well, Sheriff Matthews wrote the report. If he hadn't been eviscerated, we could have asked him.
True. But Sandra is still alive? Once we're done down here, we should give her a call.
Okay.
Do you think you found everything, Forrest?
I think there's gotta be
There's more
down here.
tapes.
I need to find all the tapes.
You think so? How much did Clive hide down there? Well, if there are more tapes, then there must be more maps to follow, right?
That seems to be the case.
All right then. Buzz the intercom when you find something and want to discuss it.
Okay. Where would this be? It's like a table of electronics. Oh dear God, how much of this place is there? Control. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here yet. Alright, I feel like that's skipping over something. I see you, tape. But this isn't the one I'm currently looking for. Oh god, I want to be done with this. I hate it. I hate it so much. Is it here? No. I should probably put this down because I don't need it anymore. Okay. It's a bunch of electronics, some cardboard boxes by a bunch of electronics. No, still nothing back here. Should I just like skip over? Because I found one tape that I obviously wasn't supposed to find yet. before it's time. Um, it's in a corner somewhere. Ah, hold on. I'm stuck. Looks like it's in the corner of a room. Not there. Oh boy. Here?
Preliminary toxicology results
Yes.
shows no signs of inebriation. However, a high amount of cortisol was found, indicating elevated levels of stress in the immediate moments before death.
Okay. And here's the one we already found. Let me get up. Yeah, by the fan. Okay.
Additionally, there appears to be a post-mortem injury to the arm. It looks like it was trapped in a car door.
Okay, I don't see any other maps. Oh, never mind, there's one there. Alright. I'm gonna put both these maps down here. Take this one. There's a newspaper with that one, but I should take that back to Peggy. This back to Peggy first. Because I need to hear someone's voice, even if I still think you're involved somehow, Peggy. Based on literally nothing but vibes.
What have you found, Forrest?
There's also a tape about a toxicology report. There were no signs of drinking or that he was on anything.
What? But everyone said he went swimming drunk and drowned. It was in the newspaper and everything.
I found a tape that introduces a new detail to the story. Post-mortem injury. Apparently, his arm got caught in a car door.
A car door?
Yeah, after he died. How do you suppose they can tell?
How can they tell? I'm a radio producer, not a coroner.
The written report I found doesn't mention it at all.
How did his arm get trapped in a car door after he
Someone
died?
was transporting
Unless
it.
he got it when the police collected his body? I guess someone else must have moved him after he was dead to where he was eventually found.
But the report, what is going on here? Do you think you found everything, Forrest?
Nope.
I think there's gotta be more down here.
Going back in.
I need to find all the tapes.
You think so? How much did Clive hide down there? Well, if there are
Oh
more
my god.
tapes,
It's gonna
there
make me
must
wait
be more
until...
maps to follow, right?
That seems to be the case.
All right then. Buzz the intercom when you find something and want to discuss it.
Okay. It made me listen to everything Peggy had to say before I could leave. Okay. So it seems like there was a cover-up of some kind. Like everyone knew that he had been murdered, but... Okay, I'm guessing this is back here. It seems like a scary place. Yeah, there we go. Alright, is there a radio? There's a mousetrap. And a bunch of papers. What the heck? Okay.
It is the coroner's opinion that the subject likely feared for his life and was chased, resulting in a fall from a height into a body of water where he hit his head, was knocked out, and drowned. Following that, he was moved.
Dr. Sullivan, we need to have a talk. That recording. Shut it off.
That sounds like Clive. Okay. Let's take a look at this.
Now this has to be important.
The deceased is a Caucasian male, 18... Okay, so... Abrasions... Abrasions were found in the knuckles, likely from getting into fights in the past. Matches with known history of the deceased being aggressive. No other injuries or evidence of foul play. High level of alcohol in their blood. The deceased went swimming while intoxicated, resulting in his drowning. I'm sorry I made you do this, Virginia. Nothing on the back. And another map. Am I still crouching? Let's not be doing that. Okay. Let's not go back to Peggy. Okay, this is the last one, it would seem.
If you're listening to this, then I'm probably dead.
What the?
I'm a man who likes to stay informed. I've got subscriptions to newspapers all over the country. A few weeks ago, I noticed headlines cropping up in those papers, one after the other. Each headline about a murder. Each murder, the death of someone I knew almost 20 years ago. And each one drawing closer to Gallows Creek. Drawing closer to the anniversary. None of us are innocent, but I don't think we deserve killing. All I hope now is that I can save some folk from the worst. That I can, I don't know, do something to make up for what I did back then, I guess. I didn't kill anyone, mind you, but that's past mattering. Now, there's more I could say that I should say, but my employer made it clear that my family would pay a high price if I ever spoke out. So, hopefully I've said enough for you, listener, whoever the hell you are, to start putting the truth together.
Okay.
What the hell? Peggy is not gonna believe this.
Oh boy. Am I gonna even get the chance to tell Peggy? I worry. Is there gonna be someone waiting for me in that closet when I get back? Oh boy. There's an intercom.
What have you found, Forrest?
In another tape, the coroner comes to the same conclusion as I did. George was running from something.
Maybe an animal?
Maybe, but then there's this next bit, where the coroner thinks he was moved post-death.
So she agrees with us.
At the end of the tape, someone burst in and demanded the doctor, Dr. Sullivan, to stop recording.
Dr. Sullivan. Wait, Virginia Sullivan? She was your caller from earlier.
Well, then our caller was involved in a conspiracy around this boy's death. We need to call her back once we finish down here. It looks like she might know something about what's going on. I found a written autopsy report.
What does it say?
According to that, it's just like you said at the start. George drowned after getting drunk. Said he liked to fight, too.
But that contradicts the tape.
I know. And I think I know why. There's a note with the report that says, "I'm sorry I made you do this, Virginia."
If it was on the autopsy report, then Virginia must be our coroner. Wait, the caller from earlier, when we had to call the takeout restaurants, wasn't her name Virginia?
I think I found Clive's last recording. I think Clive might be gone.
Gone?
I found a confession. Not for any killings, but for playing a part in covering up George's death. He left this behind in case he died. He hoped someone would find it.
Do you think the whistling man already got him?
Possibly. We've had a lot of callers tonight, but maybe not every victim made it to the phone, you know? We don't know how many there really are.
Christ, Forrest, that's dark.
I know, but Clive said he had read about other murders in other towns, and that The murders were all folks who knew about the incident, and the killings were getting closer to Gallows Creek. He said he wanted to do something good for once.
The board in his office. He wasn't tracking
He
people
was
down
tracking
to kill
people who'd
them.
already died.
He was tracking them down
Oh,
to save
or maybe
them.
not.
Ugh, why didn't he just come out with all of this?
He said his employer threatened his family if he spoke out about any of it.
His employer? The one who orchestrated the cover-up? Oh, Clive. I'm sorry for thinking you'd killed all those people. Do you think you found everything?
I think so.
Forrest, what's going on here?
Someone wanted that boy's death to seem like an accident, and they hired Clive to make it look that way.
Come back upstairs when you're ready.
Okay.
We need to figure out our next step.
Oh boy. I feel like there are a lot of pieces that I can't quite fit
Thank
together.
God you're back, Forrest. I've been running out of stuff to pad our airtime with.
Peggy, you work in radio.
Forrest, I'm stressed. I mean, really. How are we supposed to keep a show going with all this happening?
Beats me. But we gotta do it, and we're going to.
You're right. So, what's the plan now?
I think we should call Virginia back.
All right, I'll get her on the line. Okay, Forrest, shut the music off.
Okay.
Hello again, Gallows Creek. This is Forrest Nash. We're circling closer to the truth behind tonight's events. To this end, we're calling back one of our earlier callers, Virginia Sullivan.
Is she gonna be alive when we reach her?
Fredman Plunker here? Who's this? Is it you?
Yes, it's Goose again.
Plunker, hey, it's the radio man, Forrest Nash.
Radio Man? What's up?
Solving mysteries, saving lives. The huge.
Right on.
Plunker, what are you doing at Virginia's house?
She asked if we could stay to keep an eye out for that whistling turd. So we're hanging out, bro.
Well, that's big of you, Plunker.
No, it's nothing.
Can I speak to Virginia?
Sure thing, Radio Man. I'll just go get her.
Who is this?
Hey, Virginia, it's Forrest. I'm glad you're still okay.
Oh, Forrest. Sorry, I'm still jumpy.
Don't be sorry. You've been through a lot.
I'm so sorry this happened to you, Virginia.
I thought I was.
Oh no. Hold it together, V.
Easy. We're not calling to talk about earlier. We're calling because we think you can help us understand why this is happening tonight.
Me? What would I know?
Does the name Clive mean anything to you?
Clive? No. I don't know that name. What are you asking about this for?
You mentioned that name earlier when you called us the first time.
I don't know what I said then. I was petrified, Forrest.
Clive's the janitor at our station, and we know you spoke to him in the past.
Forrest, please. You don't know what you're doing. He'll come for me.
Virginia, it's okay. Clive won't be coming after you.
We think Clive's dead.
Dead? But isn't he? He's the whistling man, Forrest.
We thought so too, but
You don't understand. All those years ago, he...
It's okay, Virginia. He's gone. We found evidence to suggest he... well...
And we found your autopsy reports for George Barrow.
How? I saw him destroy them.
Well, he didn't. I don't know if he kept them or made copies or what, but we found them, and we know it's related to what's happening tonight, which is why we called you. Why did you write a false report?
All right. One day, I came into work to find a boy on my slab. And as I finished the autopsy, this man, Clive, he just burst in, and he started making demands to give over the reports, to falsify what I found. Of course I said no, but, well, when someone wants to make you do something, they can use the carrot or the stick. For me, he used both. You see, my sister is sick. She has a chronic condition that's never going away. It's expensive to treat, and it was getting to where I couldn't afford it. And Clive promised me that his employer would pay for my sister's treatment if I did what he said, and that if I ever spoke about this, he'd beat me to within an inch of my life. I don't know why he had me do it, but my sister needed me. You have to understand. She needed me.
We understand.
All right. I'm wondering, is the Whistling Man even real? Or is he part of this cover-up?
Thank you, Virginia. That was brave.
God, I just want this nightmare to end.
This will help end it, Virginia. Thank you.
Stay safe, Virginia. So, Virginia's tied up in all of this.
Clive threatened her to keep quiet about George's death. But for who? Why cover up these details? Well, we know Sandra was involved in George's death. Do you want to call her?
I do.
Yeah.
Alright, but before we go asking questions, I think we should know what we want to ask. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to ask her about finding the body. She was the one who discovered it, but something just doesn't add up.
100%. She knows more than she's saying.
I wonder what she's hiding.
We'll hopefully find out soon. Anyway, just be careful when you're talking to her.
Be careful.
Don't push too hard. We don't want her to hang up.
I'll
Okay.
be careful.
I'll
Alright,
be gentle.
calling her now. Hopefully she's at her jazz studio. Aha! Forrest, you're through.
Hello, this is Sandra at Jazz Pizzazz Jazz Studio. Who is this?
Hello again, Sandra! It's Forrest Nash of 189.16, The Scream. And you're live on air.
Oh, I always thought folks called into a radio show, not the other way around. How jazzy. What can I do for you?
Well, we're trying to understand what's behind the attacks tonight. We had a few questions.
Why, Forrest, of course. Heck, after the way you saved my life, I'd say yes to just about anything you asked.
Flirty. Be careful.
Really? Well, that sounds nice. I might just call you back tomorrow then, too.
You got my number. But what about tonight? Is there anything you want to talk about right now?
Remember why we called, Forrest.
I'm being
Of
careful.
course. Do you know why the Whistling Man might have targeted you?
Ha! As far as I could tell, he was just a knife-wielding psycho with superhuman cardio. He'd chase after anybody.
Right. Well, we think he might be chasing specific people. People who know about the death of a boy named George.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Sorry.
Have you had to keep quiet about anything? Any secrets you've had to keep?
What would I have to keep quiet about?
I don't know. I mean, could be that you've seen something or heard something.
I never saw anything. And even if I did, what would that matter? And it was years ago.
Sandra, are you okay?
It was years ago.
We know, Sandra.
You do? You know about?
Yes. Of course.
This studio is my life.
In the river.
After I found the body in the river, I couldn't lose my studio. Do you understand?
Sure. I understand.
When the rent just kept going up, he said he'd stop if I just needed to keep quiet. And everything would be okay.
Of course. We understand.
I mean, it's not like I killed him. What was the harm in saying I found him in the reservoir instead of the river? Right? Right? I'm sorry. I can't do this.
I feel like,
And she's gone. I don't think that could have gotten
yeah,
any
I
better.
feel like we got what we could have.
You truly did great, Forrest.
Well, folks, if anyone out there has any thoughts on what's going on tonight, please call in.
That's good timing. We've got a call waiting just this second.
All right. I'm going to end it there. I'm very happy with what we accomplished there. You know what I realized? This is the second episode in a row when we have heard no whistling. It feels as if the closer we get to the truth, the farther the myth of the whistling man comes from being real. It almost seems like if all those high schoolers was involved, could this have been like a hazing incident gone wrong? Or like one of the other kids got really drunk and beat him up and they all banded together? I don't know. Or maybe it was like a company that beat this poor kid up and like they sent Clive as their muscle to make sure it was covered up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like the whistling man is not real. The whistling man is a cover up, is part of this cover up, like a figure imagined, you know? That's just my theory at this point. I no longer have my eye on Peggy completely. I'm still side eyeing her a little, but my theory has shifted. But okay, I think I'm gonna get right into another episode, but until then, I have been Mars, and I'll be back with more Killer Frequency.